I want to consider myself to be a reasonable man. I knew beforehand that I was going to watch this show, because as much as I hate what professional wrestling is now, as much as I hate what it is now, I told myself I was never going to give up on WrestleMania. WrestleMania 3 was my first WrestleMania. I watched the first two on old VHS tapes, and ever since WrestleMania 3, I have watched every WrestleMania since then, live, as they happened. God, I'm old. Yeah, I watched WrestleMania 3 when I was like 4 years old. That drew me in. That show, primarily the greatest main event in WrestleMania history, Hogan versus Andre. And for those of you who are going to counter that with Austin and The Rock at 17, fuck you, I'm right. Hogan and Andre. Best WrestleMania main event ever. Bar none. Period. End of story. But going into this show, I knew I was going to watch it, but I didn't know for sure if I was going to come on here and talk about it. But after what I saw, I knew I had to come on here and talk about it. WrestleMania 37, the night one deemed WrestleMania Saturday. My God, you want to talk about a show that felt like a WrestleMania. This is how you do a WrestleMania. I laughed at the rain delay. I was like, of course, it's been a year since you've been in front of a crowd, so of course there's going to be a delay. But that was a blessing in disguise, because we got to see some unscripted promos. These promos felt real. These promos felt authentic. If anything, this helped the WWE. Getting you pumped with these unscripted impromptu promos. Very, very well done. And even after all of that, all the bullshit delays, we immediately start with the WWE Championship match. Normally, I would scoff at the idea of a world title match curtain jerking the show, but I was fine with this. Considering what you were going to do with the main event for this night, I was fine with this. Bobby Lashley defends against Drew McIntyre. I'm cool with Bobby Lashley being the WWE Champion. He looks like a star. He performs like a star. He's got a star MVP doing the majority of the talking for him. Bobby Lashley has every trait in the book to be that kind of a main event guy. He is a very, very, very believable WWE Champion. And I loved the little graphic they gave him. The almighty WWE Champion Bobby Lashley, all in gold. That was brilliant. And this match worked. I was also one of those fans that thought that Bobby Lashley was going to end up being a transitional champion to Drew McIntyre. And thankfully, they did the right thing. This match, I thought, went a little bit too long, but the right guy went over. And in one of probably the best way you could have finished this match, with Bobby Lashley putting the hurt lock on Drew, and Drew not tapping out, but he passed out. Brilliant finish. Brilliant finish. This was the best possible finish you could have done for both of these men. It makes Bobby Lashley look good. It puts over the hurt lock. And Drew, it protects him because he lost the match, but he never gave up. This was easily the best finish you could have done, and I'm glad they went that way. This match worked. The finish worked, and I'm so glad that Bobby Lashley retained, because Bobby Lashley, in my eyes, is a much more believable WWE champion than Drew McIntyre can be. Let's see if we can get him to SummerSlam or even Survivor Series with that title. At the very least, let's get him to SummerSlam. If we can go further than that, great. I'm all for it. And then the next match. Oh my God, this women's tag team turmoil match. If there's there's two positive things. Two positive things I have to say about this match. One, I loved the Riot Squad's ring gear. You had Ruby Riott look like the Joker, and you had Liv Morgan look like Harley Quinn. Beautiful, beautiful ring attire. I love it. The second positive thing was Mandy Rhodes slipping and sliding on her ass on the ring apron, on the ramp. That was, I'm sure Botchamania is just going for that clip alone. But after all of that, man, this match sucked. This was bad. So many botches. Oh God, the botches. They were so bad. So bad. And then it's like, as bad as this match was, you would think, the way they portrayed the Riot Squad in this match, you would think this was tailor-made to get the Riot Squad over to go on to face Baszler and Jax for the tag team titles. You would think that they were going to put the Riot Squad over, but no! Of course! Who ends up winning this match? The two most irrelevant fucking people in this entire goddamn match. The team of irrelevance, Natalya and Tamina, win this match. They win. And what's worse, you have them look dominant. Yeah, I know the Riot Squad are selling that they got their asses handed to them for the majority of the match. But my God, this is 2021 and we're still going on Natalya and Tamina? Seriously. Oh, this is the biggest win of Tamina's career? Who gives a fuck? And props to OTRS Central. He was right. I'm sure Tamina's daddy was looking up from hell and smiling his face off for her. Seriously. Fuck this match. Fuck that finish. And fuck the goddamn team that won this fucking match. This was easily the worst match of the night. Not even a question. And I'll even go as far as to say this could possibly be one of the absolute worst WrestleMania matches of all time. Yeah, I fucking went there. Fuck this match. We go from that to Seth Rollins versus Cesaro, or should I say Tyler Black versus Claudio Castagnoli. This was a Ring of Honor reunion, but all joking aside, this match worked because of what it did. Even if it's for one night only, because we know the WWE is not going to put their eggs in the Cesaro basket. We know that's just not going to happen. If they were going to do that, they would have done it immediately after Cesaro won the first ever Andre the Giant Battle Royal. They didn't do it then. What makes you think they're going to do it now? But for one night, if only for one night only, Cesaro looked like a star. They did a really good job of selling that giant spin. They did a really good job of selling that swing. Really good job of selling it. Seth Rollins, being his typical Rollins self with all the flippity-flu and all the false finishes and all that shit. Seth Rollins did Seth Rollins. But I was really wanting Cesaro to win this match because Cesaro has well since deserved a spotlight like this, and B, Seth Rollins is a bitch. So, yeah, glad Cesaro got the win, because it was the absolute only choice you could have done. If you were to have Rollins go over, it would have just went off like, it would have just been an average match, and you probably could have gotten better on a Monday Night Raw. But since or on a SmackDown, excuse me. I forgot these guys are on a SmackDown. But Cesaro winning was the absolute right decision to make. It was the only decision that would have made absolutely any sense whatsoever. So at least for one night only, Claudio Castagnoli was a fucking star. And we're gearing up for the Raw Tag Team Championship match. But before that, somewhere before this match, there was an interview segment with apologies and to OTRS Central. I hope he doesn't mind if I do this. But there was an interview segment featuring Bobby Roode and fuck Dolph Ziggler with the SmackDown Tag Team Championship, and they're talking about how they retained the titles on a WrestleMania SmackDown, and they're standing there and they're gloating and they're bragging. I'm thinking, what the fuck are you happy about? What the fuck are you celebrating for? You're actually happy you got bumped from the WrestleMania card? You went from being booked on a WrestleMania to being bumped to a fucking TV show? You're happy about that? Even from a kayfabe perspective, if I'm the promoter, I'm going to tell Bobby Roode and fuck Dolph Ziggler to stand there and fucking bitch about not being on the WrestleMania card. I'm going to tell them, hey, cut a promo saying how you feel disrespected that you're not part of WrestleMania. That's what I would have done instead of what these two asshats did. Seriously. Fuck Dolph Ziggler. And fuck this interview segment. And we get to the Raw Tag Team Championship match. I gotta give it up to the New Day. You gotta think about this. 2 years ago, Kofi Kingston won the WWE title. Not too long before that, you had AJ Styles, a former WWE champion. So you knew you were getting some main event level talent in this match. But this match was pretty damn good. It was pretty damn fun. And normally I would bitch and complain about the New Day being the baby faces, yet they're clearly working fucking heel for this match. But oh my god, as soon as Omos got that tag, the crowd just exploded, and rightfully so. This right here is how you make a star, and you couldn't have done a better job with this. This was fantastic. Omos got my attention like that. My god. The finish was spectacular. You had AJ coming off of the shoulders of this big motherfucker and hitting that forearm, knocking Xavier Woods out and allowing for Omos to just drop Kofi Kingston right on his ass and pin him with a foot. 1, 2, 3. Brilliant performance. Brilliant finish. Loved it. This was fun. Is it going to be an all-time WrestleMania classic? I wouldn't go that far. But for what it was fun. I enjoyed it. And props to the New Day and to AJ Styles for helping get Omos the fuck over. Omos looked like a star. This is a guy that needs a lot of attention. This is a big motherfucker that needs to be protected. Magnificent performance by all four of these guys. And you have Shane McMahon and Braun Strowman in a steel cage match. Just thinking. We're in the year 2021. This is WrestleMania 37, and I've seen Shane McMahon since WrestleMania 15. At WrestleMania 15, Shane McMahon defeated X-Pac to retain the European Championship, and here we are from 15 to 37, and we're still having a match featuring Shane McMahon. Oh my god. It's kind of funny when you think about it. But this match was fine. It served its purpose. It was a lot better than it had any business being. And I knew we was going to get some sort of crazy spot. I just didn't know what they were going to do. I was just begging them not to go in the most obvious direction they could have gone. When they got up to the top of the cage, I was thinking Braun was going to toss Shane off the cage onto an announce table or something, and then have Shane McMahon win the match that way. But Shane McMahon takes a fucking nasty bump off the top to allow Braun Strowman to climb back down, hit the slam, and get the academic, definite 1, 2, 3 there. This is probably the best Braun Strowman has looked in a long time. And this guy beat Goldberg for the Universal title just a year prior. So you had to make him look good. And Shane did his Shane McMahon best to help get him over, even though Shane's punches still looked like shit. It was what it was. It was a decent cage match, but the finish was fantastic, with Braun ripping the wall of the cage off, literally pulling Shane McMahon through the cage and then off the cage to get the win. Good. It was good. It was really good. And, yeah, we get to the last two matches of the night. You had The Miz and Morrison taking on Damian Priest and Bad Bunny. I didn't know what the fuck was up with all the bunny suits jumping around in the ring. Some of them were missing an ear. And it's like, oh, it's a comedy spot. It's a comedy entrance for Miz and Morrison. Okay, whatever. Didn't really feel like a WrestleMania-worthy entrance. It just felt like a SmackDown entrance or a Raw entrance. It felt like that. And then Damian Priest got a pretty good entrance, and I loved the early '90s chain, Shawn Michaels chain vest that he was wearing. God, I feel old. But then Bad Bunny's entrance on the big semi-truck. That is a star-level entrance. Bad Bunny was made, from the entrance to the finish of the match, he was made to look like a star. This entrance was damn good. No, it wasn't legendary. It's not the greatest entrance of all time, but it was a damn good entrance. And I'm positive. I am so positive and I am so confident in the fact that I'm sure a lot of guys and girls in the back were pissed saying, why the fuck can't I have a star level entrance like that? From the build to the beginning to the entrance to the finish of the match, Bad Bunny shined. Now, I will admit, when they first introduced Bad Bunny, I didn't know who the fuck he was. I didn't know. Because his style of music, while I don't hate it, I certainly don't disrespect it, it's just not my cup of tea. It just isn't. But here you go. You want to talk about a celebrity match done right. This is how you do it. Bad Bunny, you could tell by the way he was performing in this match, you could tell that he gave a damn. He really did. It honestly came off that way, and he did a fantastic job with it. He did really good. And props to Miz, Morrison, and Damian Priest for carrying him and making him look good. A celebrity match can still be good depending on who you put the celebrity in the ring with. Bam Bam Bigelow made LT look good. We all know Hogan and Piper made Mr. T look good. But here you go. The only downsides I can think to this match is that I'm afraid that every celebrity match we get after this is going to blow in comparison, because we all know that the majority of celebrities that compete in a WWE match, they're there to show up, they do what they're told, they collect their check, and then they fucking leave. That's it. But here, you could tell Bad Bunny gave a damn. You could tell he cared, and he looked like a star. This was fantastic. If I have one nitpick, of all the moves you could have done to John Morrison on the mat right before the finish, you picked the Canadian Destroyer. I hate that move. I hate it. You could have easily gotten by with a simple DDT or something. The Canadian Destroyer, the Bunny Destroyer. Seriously, I hate that indie darling fucking move. I hate it. But even with the nitpicks aside, this match was fucking fun. This match was phenomenal. That Doomsday crossbody device spot that finished the match, fantastic. The right guy won. The right team won. This also does wonders for Damian Priest. What a way to debut at WrestleMania for both Bad Bunny and for Damian Priest. They both look good. And Miz and Morrison look good for helping them get over and helping them look like the stars. This was easily a match that was far better than I ever thought it would be. My God. If you were to tell me now that I've seen this match, if you were to tell me that Bad Bunny is planned for a match at SummerSlam, I'm saying, sign me up. I'll check that out. Fantastic match. Absolutely amazing fun. It's funny that a celebrity like Bad Bunny is doing a better job of telling a story inside the ring than the majority of the people you have on your roster right now. He performs well. He knows how to sell. He knows how to tell a story with his body. He was amazing. He was amazing. And The Miz was the MVP of the heels. Not even a question. And then we get to the main event, and oh my God, I was so scared that after all of this goodness, except for the second match, fuck that match. I was so scared that this match was going to lay an egg. Oh, I was like, man, Sasha and Bianca, they have a hell of a bar to step up to. And oh my God, this match was amazing. This was a WrestleMania-worthy main event match. This was badass. I fucking loved this match. Sasha and Bianca. Now look, I don't watch the shows. I just keep up with clips with like little 1 or 2 minute clips on YouTube. That's all I do. And I go on what people talk about on social media. That's all I do. I don't watch this shit. This is the first wrestling show I've watched since the Royal Rumble, and I barely paid attention to the Royal Rumble stuff. But this match, this whole night got my attention. This main event was amazing. Sasha, killer look with the blue and green hair. I actually dug that. And Bianca, ooh. Damn, she good. She good. I'm liking what I see when I look at Bianca Belair. Whew. That press from the floor to the steps to the ring. Ooh, baby. Pick me up like that. Ooh. Okay, I better not let the pervert out of me. But, okay, all joking aside, all pervertedness aside, fantastic match. It's like, to anybody that wants to defend Becky, Charlotte, and Ronda from WrestleMania 35, fuck that match. This match totally fucking buries that match. Not even up for a debate at this point. With all due respect to Becky Lynch, she couldn't have done this shit. Fuck Charlotte Flair, she couldn't have done this shit either. Sasha and Bianca, they told a story. They worked a good main event level match. The work rate was good. The selling was good. That hair whip spot, oh my fucking God. I don't know if that whip crack sound effect was legit or if it was dubbed in at just the right second, but my God, that spot made me jump. When I heard that, I went, whoa, fucking hell. And I even grabbed my ribs when that happened. When the fuck can you do that to a viewer who's watching it on television? Jesus Christ, that sounded phenomenal. Like I said, if that was a legit sound, Jesus. But if it was dubbed in, it was dubbed in at exactly the precise second. And Sasha's selling that, oh. And then that finish. And then, of course, this big, historic WrestleMania main event victory for Bianca Belair is kind of sort of tainted with Michael Cole's commentary botch. But I looked past that and just looked at the moment itself. The celebration from the people. The moment it happened, my God. You just made a star out of Bianca Belair. And I gotta give props to Sasha Banks because she did something that Becky Lynch obviously can't fucking do. And that's when you're on the way out or when you know you're gonna need to drop the title, whether you're leaving or you're just dropping the title, you do the fucking honors. Becky Lynch couldn't fucking do it because of her selfish pregnant ass. She couldn't put over Shayna Baszler at last year's WrestleMania. But here you have Sasha doing the honors of putting over Bianca Belair and helping her look like a future star. This, my God, this is how you do it. I don't watch this shit anymore, but I am so glad that I signed up for Peacock and tuned into this night. Now, I am filming this before Night 2 has happened. So, I haven't, as I am recording this right now, I have not watched Night 2 yet. But I have to be honest, Night 2 has got their work cut out for them. Because this night, with the exception of one drizzling shit of a match, this night delivered. This night felt like a WrestleMania-worthy night. And you gotta talk about, that's a hell of an accomplishment considering that the build was supposedly shit. I mean, all the constant reschedulings and everything. I had heard rumors that this main event and the WWE Championship match were originally swapped. That that Sasha and Bianca were supposedly going to curtain jerk the show, but at the last minute they decided to make that the main event and have the WWE title curtain jerk. If that's the case, then they made the right decision, because this main event worked. Both Sasha and Bianca looked better for this match. The WWE Championship could not have been booked better. You make Bobby Lashley look good. You put the Hurt Lock over, and you make Drew look good and protected. Since he never gave up, he just wasn't able to keep on fighting. Bad Bunny looked like a star. Every other match was passable. Every other match was good, except for the Tag Team Turmoil match. Fuck that match. And one more time, fuck Dolph Ziggler. Yeah, WrestleMania Night 1. WrestleMania Saturday, Part 1 of WrestleMania 37. You want to talk about proving somebody wrong. I can't believe I'm about to say this, but the WWE proved me wrong. I was expecting this show to be shit, and they impressed the hell out of me. Night 2, you got your work cut out for you, because I'm predicting Night 1 might kick your ass. Let's see if I'm going to get proven wrong again. I'm out, y'all.